Hello, I'm Anilow, and have you ever had a headache before? Because if you haven't, you're lucky. You see, I used to, and still do, get frequent headaches, and said headaches are not very good. So obviously, if you haven't clicked off, you can listen to me yap about headaches for a few minutes. Anyway, with that being said, there are many types of headaches. There's tension type headache, which is pretty common, and it's like band-like pressure around the head. There's a migraine, and it's very bad. Migraines feel pretty painful, but cluster headaches are like really bad. They're like one-sided and they come in repeating clusters over months. But in reality, there's a lot of different types of headaches that can occur from like bad sleep cycles, having a concussion, not getting your hit of caffeine, doing strenuous tasks, obviously just being plain sick, irritated nerves, head injury pain or like blood pressure spike pain, taking too much medicine, taking the wrong medicine, taking not enough medicine, being around that one kid from my school. Anyway, I'm sure you get the point where if someone says they have a headache, it could be any type of headache. But like previously stated, the most common is the tension type headache. And I'm pretty sure that's the one I get all the time. Now, my specific causes of having a headache are waking up on Monday, staying up literally for multiple nights, obviously being sick, lots of bright lights and like loud noises, and being around that one kid from school. Now, very luckily for me, my headaches are like mostly treatable. Just some rest and some ibuprofen and a cold rag does it. But sometimes that doesn't work. And suddenly then I'm vomiting and having a lot of bad pain, barely being able to do any simple task. And these big bad headaches really suck for me. But the thing that really sucks for everyone that gets headaches is that people and scientists don't actually really understand why people get them at all. And they're pretty much uncurable except painkillers that obviously kill the pain, or some advanced medicine prescribed by a doctor. And I've already mentioned this before, but every single Monday I seem to wake up with a headache, and a lot of people in my life like joke about it, because no one really knows why it happens. It's not about bad sleep, because sometimes I do get really good sleep and it still happens anyway. It's not about waking up extremely early to fill my brain with useless knowledge, because I still get them on days I'd sleep in until like noon. But when I have them at school, that's the worst part. I could probably make a new video just about this topic, but the school nurses actually suck. But to be fair, the kids also suck too. If I have a headache, a soggy bag of ice water on my forehead will not take it away. Drinking some lukewarm water probably out the toilet or something is not gonna work either. Laying down for 5 minutes actually like helps, except the beds are very low quality and not cleaned at all, and it feels like laying down on concrete. And then the nurses are like, okay, I think it's time for you to get back to class now. Yeah, going back to the classroom with all the bright lights and the monotonous teacher yapping about solving for X or whatever is not going to help. But I guess I do also understand the stupid kids who are like, oh, I have a headache, please send me home right now. And with all the kids, the nurses are to the point where if they don't watch you vomit in front of them, you cannot leave. There was a time once when I was at school and I felt really sick, so I asked to go to the bathroom, and I actually threw up in the bathroom. And then I went straight to the nurse, and the nurse was like, well, how are we supposed to know that you actually threw up? Ma'am, I am currently as sick as a little Victorian child. Let me pop my ibuprofen and let me rest. Like what? Next time when I'm nauseated, I'm supposed to go to the nurse and call you into the bathroom so you can watch me throw up? Like, geez, you get paid $4 an hour to actually be a nurse, not be a Anyway, this video is pretty long, so I think I'm gonna end it here, but I hope you learned a little bit about headaches. I hope you learned about my headaches, and I hope you like and subscribe. Bye!